What's happening? Sorry if my face is kind of oily. I've just moisturised it. This is Monday, day 15. It is the 15th of June, 2020. My dog's barking. Just a second. Sorry about that. Today I was working and then I came home and I vowed that I wouldn't take a nap. So I got my book out while I was digesting lunch. That's not a full sentence. And I was just kind of reading on the sofa, and I thought, if I'm downstairs, I'm not going to nap because I won't be on my bed. And I napped in the living room instead, like the powerful being that I am. So I'm just focusing on going to bed early tonight because no amount of willpower is gonna beat lack of sleep. So it's just approaching 10 p.m. tonight. Again, I'm going to be up at just gone 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, so if I get 7 hours, that'd be great. I'm delaying this whole thing about putting description links in the bottom of the videos. It's a plan, but I'm just going through Atomic Habits and digesting all of the advice and knowledge that he has. So I create a plan that's foolproof. I'm not running before I can walk. I'm not jumping ahead of the gun. I'm just basically going to read it all, create a plan, double check, and make sure that when I start, I'm doing the best I can. I've got a morning routine and an evening routine that is uh, conducive to not only a more productive lifestyle, but just a generally a healthier one. Ones that get me out of bed and ready and smash the day, ones that build momentum quickly, and ones that definitely just get me to bed. 2 seconds. Okay. There was something that was really beautiful that happened today. I was walking the dogs and there was no rain forecast for today. It was going to be quite a bit of a muggy day. It was about 21, 22 degrees. So warm, fairly hot, but not like hot hot. And out of nowhere, despite no rain being forecasted, we had a really heavy downpour for about 10 to 15 minutes in about 5:30, 6 p.m. And it was really heavy. And it was like at least, it felt like 2, 3 inches of rain in about 10 minutes. It was crazy. Um, Sorry, I've moved into my booth because my brother and sister-in-law are staying over for the time being, and I can hear them walking up and down the landing, and it's making me self-conscious that they can hear me speaking to you. Anyway, so we had this really heavy downpour, really unexpectedly. And then shortly afterwards, I walked the dogs, and there's a woods near my house. And it was amazing because there was like this thick, it wasn't quite a mist and it wasn't quite a smoke, but in the woods there was just like this really thickness to the air. And you can really kind of taste like the fresh rain and the dirt and the soil and the earth. It almost like it's like a rainforest. If you've ever, I haven't been to the rainforest, but I've been to the Eden Project down in Cornwall, and when you walk into that huge bubble, and suddenly you're hit with like a wave of humid moisture and like heat, and it's that smell of the earth. And what was beautiful is the sun was coming out. The sun was just kind of, when it did break through the clouds, it had like strong shafts, like linear shafts of light were breaking through the trees, and it was like, it honestly looked like a painting or a video game. It was surreal. And so it was like this really beautiful sensory experience where I'm walking the dogs, and the sky is really dramatic because on one half of the sky you've got these really dark, deep clouds, these deep greys and blues, and then you've got literally blue sky and white fluffy clouds on the other side of the sky. And it was like the sun was shining through, but it wasn't quite successful. And it was this really atmospheric period where I was just walking through the woods, and I've walked through these woods every day, like 20 years of my life. I've walked through these woods walking the dogs, and I've never seen it quite like it. It was just the smell, the taste. You could almost taste the air. It was obviously like, it was just like after a summer storm. It was absolutely beautiful. So, if nothing else, if today was a bit of a nothing day regarding self improvement, if nothing else, I'd hopefully have recorded that little memory for prosperity on the YouTube channel of this moment where I walked the dog shortly after a really heavy summer downpour. And it was just, it was a combination. What made it pleasant was it wasn't just the fact that, like, the smell and the taste, it was the fact it was just warm enough to just enjoy yourself. And the sun was peeking through. It wasn't dark, it wasn't grim, it wasn't muggy. It was like this, honestly, it was surreal. Um, so yeah, I think my dog's snoring. Anyway, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.